flooding problems continue across the mountains, but when could we see a break? Those details coming up.
Sewage spilling manholes have been a problem in Corbin for the last few years. I talked to officials about what they're trying to do to fix the problem. I'm Hannah Reynolds, and I'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming up, I'm Marianne Fletcher in Pike County, and I'll have the latest on the state Senate special election.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Rain all day long is leading to all sorts of problems tonight, mainly closed roadways due to high water or mudslides. We've received several new reports of slides in the last couple of hours. The good news is the heaviest rain has moved out. So what's next? Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery begins our Severe Weather Alert Day coverage. Andrew?
Yeah, Steve, right now is what we're calling a recovery time. Of course, we don't have long before another system works in, but at this time, some scattered chances on pinpoint Doppler, and you'll notice it's not widespread rain, hopefully allowing these issues to at least calm down for a little bit. There will still be some high water. Of course, some of those streams and rivers will continue to rise into tonight, but we will be looking at hopefully a little bit of the break in the activity. Of course, your aerial flood warnings, they continue. We also have flood warnings out for the rivers. Flood watch goes through your Thursday, and we continue to watch the Kentucky River and the Cumberland River. Those two areas expected to be some of the worst impacted areas, along with Lake Cumberland itself. Steve will have a full look at that next system coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. In Clay County, officials urge everyone to be extremely careful tonight. Some creeks and streams started to overflow their banks today. Here are some of the pictures they've posted recently. They include some covered roadways and flooding near Eddie White Memorial Park. Sewage is spilling onto streets in Corbin because a manhole is overflowing, something officials say they are trying to fix. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talks to officials about that issue.
100-year-old pipes are causing issues for Corbin City Utilities Commission.
The biggest percentage of the sewer lines in Corbin are made out of what they call vitrified clay pipe, which is kind of fragile.
And those pipes are particularly bad on Master Street, spilling sewage onto the streets.
There's nothing we can do while it's overflowing, but after it overflows and the water goes back down, we do go to those areas and clean the side up and disinfect it with chlorine.
An issue officials say has been going on for years. Now their plan is to lay a new 15-inch relief sewer to catch any extra water.
We have required a loan from the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority through the Clean Water State Revolving Fund loan.
And those in the community say they cannot wait.
What's it going to affect next? More problems, bigger problems, if it just keeps going, if they don't fix it.
Hoping to stop the flow of sewage onto Master Street. In Corbin, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say they've already had to raise their rates up to 30% for their current projects and hope to find funding soon to fix the manholes. While we deal with lots of rain, more than 200 million Americans are in the path of a massive winter storm sweeping across much of the country. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain are prompting winter weather alerts in areas stretching from the country's midsection to New England. Thousands of flights have been canceled, and federal offices in Washington, D.C. have been closed. We'll have much more on the flooding and mudslide situation across eastern Kentucky coming up tonight at 6. In other news, an investigation is underway after a heated exchange at a high school basketball game. It happened last night at a district tournament game between Estill and Owsley counties. As Victor Puente explains, the Owsley County Sheriff ended up going into the stands to have a fan tossed out of the gym.
Earlier this month, Miranda Combs interviewed the head of the Kentucky High School Athletics Association about the decline in the number of referees. He said one big problem is the conduct of the people in the stands.
Most of the time what we notice, if you pay a lot of attention to it, you'll see this guy in the stands and he's chirping loudly. If his kid looks up there and catches an eye, drops his head, it's just like, oh my God, that's my dad.
An incident similar to what Tackett described played out Tuesday night during the Owsley and Estill County boys basketball game. Owsley is hosting the 56th district tournament. During the game, an Estill County fan came down to the Owsley bench. This is school security video from the gym. It's tough to see, but that fan and a few sitting with him were escorted out. There was a second video from that night that was taken by Estill County fans. In that video, after the initial fans were escorted out, you could see Owsley County Sheriff Brent Lynch go into the stands, accompanied by deputies. Lynch is also an assistant on Owsley County's girls basketball team, so he wasn't in uniform. He told me he announced himself as sheriff and asked some other fans to leave because of the language they were using. Some Estill County fans have said they didn't know he was the sheriff and thought a coach was coming into the stands. Owsley superintendent tells me he feels like they handled the situation appropriately and gives his coaches credit for keeping the players from getting involved. He's also said they're talking to the school attorney to see if they'll press charges against that initial fan for abuse of a school administrator, which is a misdemeanor. In Owsley County, Victor Puente, WYMT Mountain News.
Estill County plays Powell County tomorrow night in the boys' 56th District Championship game. That will be hosted at Owsley County, and the superintendent says there will be plenty of law enforcement on hand. Several employers came together in Hazard today to discuss a pilot program designed to strengthen rural economies. The Create Bridges program was established to support the retail, accommodation, entertainment, and tourism sectors. Several forums have already been held across the region, and there will be another one Monday in Middlesboro. We have a lot more information about this on our website, WYMT.com. In West Virginia, a teacher strike is in its second day. A bill that would have allowed charter schools, among other things, was tabled yesterday, but leaders of 3 unions that represent teachers say they don't trust lawmakers. They argue there could be more developments with the bill. Last year, teachers and service workers won a 5% raise following a 9-day strike. A suspect is dead following a shooting at the Hawaii state capitol. The Department of Public Safety in Honolulu says authorities saw a man with a bottle of alcohol in the rotunda. Now, he was told to leave but ended up fighting with a sheriff's deputy and put him in a headlock. The suspect was then shot. Some officials there say this is another sign that authorities need non-lethal weapons like tasers. We are less than 2 weeks away from the special election for the 31st District Senate seat. It opened up after Ray Jones won his campaign for Pike County Judge Executive in November. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher sat down with both candidates to ask them why they deserve to win.
As the race for the 31st District Senate heats up, the candidates want to lay out the facts.
The fact that I'm pro-life, pro-gun, and pro-coal.
And I'm here to fight for our people. I'm here to fight for investment.
Democrat Darrell Pugh grew up in Paintsville, where his family held a long-reigning jewelry store.
I'm a lifelong Eastern Kentuckian. I have 3 sons. They all express interest. They want to come back here, and I want to do my part to help.
And Republican Philip Wheeler is from Pikeville, where he practices law.
I've worked for people that are out there trying to make this community a better place.
They may not agree on everything, but they find common ground in economics.
Jobs and economic development, that's what we're starving for.
We need to bring the type of jobs that puts that workforce back to work with decent paying jobs that a person can support a family on.
As Election Day is quickly approaching,
I hope to not only try to bring new jobs to the area, but hopefully we can do what we can to keep the ones we have.
Both aim to win your vote.
And I'm here to fight to make Eastern Kentucky great again.
Hoping to land the 31st District Senate seat in Pike County. Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
The 31st District includes Pike, Martin, Lawrence, Elliott, and Morgan counties. The special election, as we said, less than 2 weeks away now on Tuesday, March 5th. An all-new music festival is coming to Lexington, and Keeneland is playing a big role in it. The horse track will be home to the new Railbird Festival. The concert-style festival will offer a mix of rock, Americana, folk, bluegrass, and more for a 2-day event on August 10th and 11th. The festival is being produced by the same group behind other big festivals like Bonnaroo and Forecastle.
Railbird is a horse racing term, and it literally means someone who is on the rail at the race, and the association with that to a concert goer riding the rail at a concert, being up in the front row, being in the excitement. The lineup and other details are expected to be released March 25th.
Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, Samsung shows off some of its newest products. We'll show you what they have to offer.
And we continue to track those showers now scattered, which is good news. Of course, that flood watch continues through Thursday with another one expected. We'll take a look at some of the local rivers coming up in 3 minutes.
And hear what researchers say are the riskiest roads in the U.S. That's part of your Money Watch report.
When you see news happening, dial star 57 or text your news tip to 5757. Service is provided by Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of occupational therapist Barbara Canada on diagnosing and treating lymphedema. Baptist Health Corbin. Be a